For decades, lean has been the absolute gold standard for hitting peak efficiency in manufacturing. But what happens when you take that proven, battle-tested philosophy and pair it with the incredible predictive power of artificial intelligence? Well, we're about to find out. This isn't just an upgrade we're talking about. It's a whole new partnership that's literally redefining what peak performance even means.
And this quote right here, it just nails it. This is not some kind of battle, AI versus lean. It's all about collaboration. The best way to think about AI is as a new thought partner for your team, one that can see patterns in data at a scale that we humans just can't, helping leaders solve problems faster and with more precision than ever before.
So here's our game plan for this explainer. We're going to start by grounding ourselves in a lean philosophy, the fundamentals. Then we'll open up the AI toolkit to see what we're working with. After that, we'll see how these two combine in what people are calling Lean 4.0. We'll even map out a practical transition plan and wrap it all up by looking at the future of human-led improvement. Okay, before we even dream of adding new technology, we have to understand the core operating system. And for any world-class operation, that system is lean. It's the absolute non-negotiable foundation that all real excellence is built on. So, what is lean, really? At its heart, it's basically a relentless hunt for waste. The idea is so simple, but also incredibly profound. You figure out what your customer actually values, and then you systematically hunt down and eliminate every single step, every process, every piece of material that doesn't directly contribute to that value. So, how does this actually work? Well, Lean gives us a 5-step framework. First, you have to define value. And this is crucial. It's got to be from the customer's point of view, not yours. Next, you map the value stream. You literally visualize every single step to see where value is and isn't created. Then you work to create flow, getting rid of all those roadblocks and bottlenecks that cause delays. Fourth, you establish a pull system, which just means you only make what's needed right when it's needed. No more massive wasteful inventories. And finally, and this is the most important part, you pursue perfection through continuous improvement, a concept called Kaizen. It is a cycle that never ever stops. In Lean, this ideal state, this ultimate goal that you're always aiming for, is called your true north. It's this vision of a perfect system, right? Zero waste, absolutely flawless quality, and a seamless flow from one step to the next with zero waiting. It's this powerful ambition that really drives constant innovation. All right, so now that we have our lean foundation firmly in place, let's bring in the amplifier, Industry 4.0. This is the fourth industrial revolution, and believe me, it comes with an incredibly powerful set of tools. And right at the top of that list is artificial intelligence. Industry 4.0 is really all about two things: data and connectivity. We're talking about a world where machines talk to each other, where sensors are constantly gathering real-time information, and the entire factory becomes one giant, intelligent, interconnected network. And this is the exact ecosystem where AI was born to thrive. So what's actually in this AI toolkit? Well, you've got big data analytics, which finds those hidden patterns a human team could never hope to spot. You have the Internet of Things, or IoT. Think of these as the eyes and ears, the sensors collecting all that data. Then there's machine learning, which gives systems the power to learn and actually predict what's going to happen next. And you've got natural language processing, which lets computers understand us, pulling insights from things like customer reviews or maintenance logs. Okay, so we've got the lean foundation, and we've got the AI amplifier. Now, let's put them together. This is what we call Lean 4.0, and it's where AI gets put to work to totally supercharge the principles of continuous improvement. And this brings us to the big question, right? How can this shiny new technology help us fight Lean's oldest and greatest enemy? How does AI actually find and eliminate all that waste that just erodes value, from overproduction and waiting to defects and wasted motion? Here is a perfect example. A classic Lean tool, the fishbone diagram, helps teams brainstorm all the potential root causes of a problem. But that can still involve a lot of guesswork, right? A lot of investigation. Well, AI completely changes the game. It can analyze massive data sets in seconds to point-pen the most likely cause, turning what could be weeks of manual work into just minutes of data-backed, confident decision-making. Let's look at how this plays out in the real world. Instead of just waiting for a machine to break down, AI enables predictive maintenance. It can use video analytics to automatically spot quality issues or even wasted motion in real time. It allows for dynamic scheduling to eliminate bottlenecks on the fly. And it can analyze the voice of the customer from reviews and feedback to make sure the improvements you're making are things customers actually care about. And hey, this isn't just theory. When some major electronics manufacturers used AI to analyze their production flow, they saw a 5% jump in their unit per hour, a massive productivity metric. And the best part? They did it in just 2 months. That is the kind of rapid, tangible impact we're talking about with this partnership. Okay, this all sounds great, but how do you actually make it happen? Let's walk through a practical roadmap for this transition, because this is not about just flipping a switch. It's a deliberate, process-focused journey. This quote from the absolute legend of quality management, W. Edwards Deming, is the #1 guiding principle here. Before you even think about technology, you have to deeply, truly understand your process. Why? Because automating a broken or misunderstood process just helps you create waste faster and more efficiently.
So this leads to an essential, totally non-negotiable sequence. First, you grasp the current state. You have to see how work really gets done. Second, you simplify it by taking out all the obvious waste. And only then, once it's simple, do you standardize it. AI needs clean, consistent data to work its magic, and standardization is the only way to get that. You have to remember, process always, always comes before technology.
Now, once that process is solid, the technical side can begin. You start by assessing what you already have. Then you run a pilot on a single high-impact line to prove the concept and get a quick win. You validate that the AI is accurate and tune it, and only then do you scale it up and integrate it across the rest of the operation. But what does all of this mean for the people who are actually doing the work? This brings us to the single most important principle in all of Lean: respect for people. The future isn't about replacing humans with tech. It's about augmenting human capability. And this requires a really key mindset shift. You have to think of AI as a digital sensei, a teacher, a guide. It's a partner that challenges your assumptions, that presents you with data you've never had before, and that accelerates those learning cycles that are at the very heart of continuous improvement. It empowers your team, it doesn't replace. Lean expert John Shook just sums it up perfectly here. The technology has to serve the philosophy, not the other way around. The goal isn't just to implement AI for the sake of it. The goal is to use AI to become even better, even more effective practitioners of Lean. And that really leaves us with one final question to think about. As you continue on your own journey toward that true north of perfection, could this incredibly powerful partnership between Lean and AI be the digital sensei your team needs to get there faster?